This next video is probably one of the most insane videos you're ever going to see. It's right out of Orlando, Florida, just an hour down the road from me in a town called Apopka. And this lady has received more than 600 toll and traffic violations in the mail to her home address. You're not going to believe why and how. Yeah, welcome back into the channel, everybody. And this story is completely banana-ramas. It's still actively going on under investigation here in Central Florida in the Orlando area, just an hour down the road from where I live. And it's about a lady who receives hundreds and hundreds of letters in the mail every single day, traffic violations, moving violations, toll violations, all to her home address. And wait till you see this video about why she's getting them, how she's getting them, and we'll talk about the rest of it when we come back after the clip. Let's take a look.
Can you guys help me with this? Because something illegal is going on here.
This Central Florida woman has received hundreds of letters in her mailbox addressed to complete strangers. At first, it was just a nuisance, but now she's worried criminals may be using her Apopka home address to commit fraud.
So she contacted News 6 investigator Mike DeForest. He joins us now on set. Mike, this is absolutely ridiculous when you see all of this mail.
This is crazy.
And this is just a small portion of what she has received.
These stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of letters are just some of the mail that's shown up at Patty Malone's home. Now, she doesn't know any of the names that are listed on these letters. After I started asking questions about all this, the state launched a criminal investigation.
This is what it typically looks like.
Like this?
Like this.
Every few days, Patty Malone finds her neighborhood mailbox stuffed with letters. And it's usually jammed this much?
Yes, this is exactly what I pick up.
Malone lives in this single-family home near Apopka.
Regina Lakatis,
The people named on the letters do not live here.
Alina Calderas.
Malone's never heard of them. It's somebody else's name with your address?
Right, it's all is addressed to my house with somebody else's name.
In just the past few months, Malone's received more than 600 letters for other people.
I'm like, why am I getting all this mail?
Malone has visited the Apopka post office trying to stop delivery of the unwanted letters. On this day, another huge stack was waiting for her. These letters were sent by the Central Florida Expressway Authority. These, from the Florida Department of Transportation, are
So these are, like he's going to say, these are toll enforcement. Sorry to pause the video. If you're not familiar here in Florida, when we drive through the expressway or through the other toll roads, the toll bridges or whatever, we don't have to stop. We just, even if you don't have the little sensor, you just get it in the mail. They just mail it to the registered address of the license plate that goes through it. It flashes a picture. And that's important to remember. When we get to the end, I'll explain what I think's happening here.
toll enforcement notices. Malone has also received toll bills from Texas, Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma, and many other places. She's gotten a parking ticket from Los Angeles, vehicle recall notices, even auto insurance paperwork, all addressed to people she's never met. We're talking dozens and dozens of names. Many appear to be Romanian.
Is this one person doing all this, or is this a group of people doing this?
After Malone contacted me, I began trying to figure out who these people are and why all these letters are being sent to her house. I'm still investigating, but at this point it appears that Malone's home address has been fraudulently linked to numerous cars and trucks with Florida license plates. These videos show motorists running red lights in the Orlando area. Local authorities used license plates to identify the registered owners. The citations were then sent to Malone's house. More than 1,000 miles away in New Jersey, a toll booth camera captured this Chrysler minivan with a Florida license plate tied to Malone's home address. She does not know the two men who could be seen sitting inside it. In New York, traffic cameras have repeatedly caught this Honda minivan speeding and illegally driving down bus lanes. That minivan has racked up more than 40 traffic citations in New York, totaling nearly $4,000 in fines.
You'll have the same person getting a toll violation in Texas, and they're getting a toll violation in Florida.
This Toyota minivan has been caught on camera failing to pay tolls in Orlando. News 6 has learned police in Illinois want to question the van's registered owner about a retail theft. Detectives showed up at Malone's house trying to find the guy.
They were looking for him at this address because this is the only address they had for him.
Several of the people on these envelopes happen to share names with suspected criminals who are accused of offenses such as petty theft, grand theft, forgery, and identity theft.
I want to get to the bottom of it because somebody's doing something illegal.
Now, after I began asking questions about Patty Malone's mysterious mail, the state agency that oversees vehicle registrations announced it was launching a criminal investigation. That agency, the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles, says it cannot release any other information while their criminal probe is underway.
You can understand why she would be really concerned, because if these people are criminals and somehow they're using her address, they know where she lives,
right.
You can understand why she would be alarmed when she sees this every day. Now that law enforcement is involved in this, is that helping out at all? Is she still getting all of these letters and toll infractions sent to her house?
Well, Lisa, interestingly, while I was in the middle of investigating all this, Malone says that these letters just abruptly stopped arriving at her house. Now, the U.S. Postal Service tells me that it has been working to address Malone's concerns, and the Postal Service says it's very much appreciative of her patience throughout all of this. So for now, they've stopped.
First brought up the story, I didn't know all of these were actual violations and
They
toll
all have
notices.
her home address with a different name on them.
Crazy.
I didn't know this when she called me. So
But that's what you were going to find.
What
This
an
is crazy.
onion this story has been.
And we're going to keep following up on this.
I know you will. Mike.
So here's what's happened. They have fraudulently either stolen her identity and they're using her home address to register their license plates, to register vehicles. Then the law enforcement, the police, only have her address to come to look for them. So they don't have any way to, wherever these people are actually living and staying, that address, that real address that they're at is not showing up, so they can't go and get them. And because they're traveling between all these states up and down the East Coast, LA was probably a one-off type thing. But because they're traveling, they're probably a retail theft organization. They're Romanian, they're foreign, majority of them, probably some people that were recruited. They are stealing things from a store using these minivans and these SUVs and trucks, because that's what can hold the most. If for any reason they get their license plates photographed at the stores or tolls or any of that stuff, the only place that those are going to go is to her. And if the people that caught them stealing from the stores goes, I got a license plate, the police are going to run it. It's going to come up to this lady's address, and they're going to go there looking for them, and they're not going to be able to find them. They'll have no way to track them down. So they think they're being smart. They are going to get caught. And I would think the probable way that they get caught is that the law enforcement surveils them and follows them out of a store and figures out where they go, that they're actually living and staying, and not that address. So we'll have to update this. I'll have to see if there's an update. This is actually very, very current here in Florida. And also the reason the letters stopped, my guess is that law enforcement is intercepting them now, going back to the car insurance. They registered car insurance with that address probably, and trying to figure out who they are and if there's any kind of GPS trackers on the vehicles. They're investigating. That's why the letters stopped coming to her. I guarantee that. So what a nutty, crazy story. I've never seen anything like it before. Imagine getting 600 toll violations in the mail in just a couple of weeks. That's pretty insane. What do you guys think about this? Thank you to News 6 over in Orlando, the Apopka area here in Central Florida, for putting this story up. I appreciate that, and credit to them. I'll link the video below. And as always, thank you to all of you for watching my channel on this video and reporting all of these stories. Hit that like button, guys. Give the video a thumbs up. It turns it blue and helps the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe to the channel. Come back, watch future videos all weekend long. And I will see you next time.